So it's a simple tube with one opening. More complex animals have a digestive tube with two openings, one mouth and one anus. This is called one-way digestive tube. So one-way digestive tube means that it is having a mouth, then there is a series of different organs, including, like, for example, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and then anus. This is called a complete digestive tract or an alimentary canal. Now, this one is called a complete digestive tract or an alimentary canal. It has specialized regions that carry out digestion and absorption in a stepwise and a more efficient way. When it happens stepwise, actually, the functions are divided into different parts of it. So the result is this, that it is happening in more organized fashion and is comparatively much more efficient digestion. That is, more nutrients could be extracted out of a small amount of the food. And now we talk further about the parts. Mouth is meant for taking the food in, and there are different modifications that we already initially have talked about when we were talking about acquiring the food. We talked about tongues and teeth and other things. Now we are talking about digestive, not acquiring, but digestive related processes in the mouth. So there are two main types, like mechanical digestion happen in the mouth, and chemical digestion occur in the mouth. So mechanical digestion occur by the teeth. There are 4 different types of teeth, we know: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. Incisors basically cut the larger parts pieces into smaller pieces. And then canines, they are basically for tearing the flesh, breaking of the bones, and so on. Molars and premolar help in grinding the food. Chemical digestion also occur inside the mouth, where saliva is produced, which have amylase enzyme and more enzymes. So by amylase, by action of saliva itself, which has its chemical composition to change the pH of the food and so on. And also tongue is actually pushing the food back towards the esophagus in a specific way. So there are 2 types of digestion which is occurring or happening in the mouth: mechanical and chemical. And then esophagus is a long tube. Its purpose is basically movement of food from mouth to the stomach. It happens by movements, regular movements called peristalsis. So peristalsis are undulating movements from mouth towards the stomach. Sometimes a reverse of it happen in case of any kind of disease or ailment. Like, for example, if food is properly not digested inside the stomach, then it can come out, or maybe in case of an infection or something, disease or something, any kind of ailment or problem or something. This is called antiperistalsis. That is movement of food from stomach towards the mouth. Here you can see a cat which is opening its mouth, so its canines are visible here. And then stomach. Stomach is a storage organ, and its purpose is also digestion of proteins. Stomach releases enzymes which, like pepsin, pepsinogen, which is converted into pepsin, which is active form, to digest the proteins. It is also a storage organ. We already have talked a lot about stomach and variations, like rumen stomach we talked about, different modification of stomach in herbivores and carnivores we talked about. So I'm not repeating that here again. Then small intestine. This is for digestion of, basically to complete the digestion. So complete digestion of carbohydrates, fats, and all types of foods happen or occur in the small intestine. It happens mainly with the help of enzymes released from the small intestine itself. Different types of enzymes which are coming from the secretions of pancreas and also from the secretions of liver. It is completely regulated by hormones which are released by small intestine itself. Absorption, second function is absorption of all types of foods. So small intestine basically absorb all types of foods, and for that it has highly folded inner endothelium, in which folds are having villi, and those villi do have blood vascular system inside, blood vessels inside, which are meant for absorption of the food. Ultimately, the large part is large intestine. Its function is, number one, is to temporarily store the undigested food materials. also reabsorb the ingredients like water, minerals, vitamins, etc. Because many things are not actually absorbed by the small intestine, these are leftovers, but these are useful for the body. So large intestine actually reabsorb those materials. Um, then its another function is digestion and breakdown of fibers or other materials by gut microbiome. Uh, Gut is a large intestine is having different microbiome. These are called gut microbiota, gut microbiome. These are also sometimes breaking down different types of food materials and releasing important compounds. These are sometimes called probiotics as well. These help in, it is said that when these are breaking down these fibers and doing fermentation, so they are releasing certain important chemicals which are required to enhance the immunity of the body. So these are very useful. When uh, it is the food is completed processed, then it is going on and stored sometime, maybe in the next part called sometimes rectum, sometime the last part of large intestine. And when all materials are taken from that, then it is released, which is called elimination ultimately. So this was about digestive processes. Thank you. And if you have any questions, you can post these in WhatsApp group, or you can post these in Moodle chat. Thank you.